Thanks, Chris. For a deeper insight into the markets, we're now joined by money guru Scott Phillips, Chief Investment Officer from Motley Fool. Scott, good evening to you. As Chris mentioned, travel stocks and Commonwealth Bank shares were strong performers today. A real turnaround, particularly for our banks after Friday.
Tomo, good evening. Yeah, it's been one of those periods, a big gain on Thursday, massive fall on Friday, giving up all of Thursday's gains, and the market up again, as Chris has already mentioned. And it really was those big stocks leading the charge. When the market is feeling positive, when optimism is in the air, our banks tend to do well. And of course, the continued, I guess, somewhat glacial move, but it'll go quickly in hindsight towards more reopenings across the country, mostly in the southeastern states. We're very good news for travel stocks. Of course, Qantas last week announcing plans to provide flights to both to the US and to the United Kingdom as well. So optimism really reigns supreme today.
OK, now US drug maker Merck is the headline act. They've had some promising trials on an antiviral COVID pill. Is that one to keep an eye on, Scott?
Yeah, this is fantastic, actually. Look, I'm no medical expert, but the reports are this might be the first drug that actually acts against COVID once you have it to specifically kill those COVID cells. And the good news across the board, Merck, of course, as a company, potentially doing well. Pfizer reportedly also working on a drug to do similar things. And, of course, if that is the case, if we have an effective treatment, you end up with really, winning on both sides. Vaccinations to prevent it, some sort of drug, hopefully a Merck drug, maybe a Pfizer as well to treat it. So great news health-wise, of course, which is always most important, but very good news for the economy because it really talks to the possibility that down the track, if this virus continues to mutate or simply just hangs around, we have an effective prevention and potentially an effective treatment, and that's good news for everybody.
Scott, embattled property giant Evergrande suspended trading in its shares on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, but fell short of giving a reason why.
This story keeps getting ugly, Tomo. It very much is. Look, I think everyone knows why, at least indicatively, but the less the company says, the more concerned investors become because we simply don't know what the side effects are going to be. Does it make it through at all? Is this the last we see of Evergrande as a publicly traded company? And, of course, with $400 billion worth of debt due to be repaid to a whole lot of nervous people, including some of the biggest funds in the world, the side effects, the ramifications aren't known just yet. And as you say, because they're simply not saying anything at all, the market's left to speculate. And there's one of those great cliches. The market hates uncertainty. It remains true, and it really is giving some people the real concern.
Finally, what are the US futures pointing to tonight, Scotty?
Get to finish with a good note, Tom. Not only a good day on the ASX today, but it looks like a good night on the US markets. Not long ago, the futures were pointing to a gain of about 0.75%. So good news there as well.
Scott Phillips, thank you.